I'm Riaz Laghari, and this is Excellence. Today, the topic of discussion for today is one word substitution. Shakespeare in Hamlet says, brevity is the soul of wit. Southey, he said, if you want to be pungent, be brief. It is neither wisdom nor good literary sense for one to use 10 words where only one word is enough. One should avoid being wordy and should use only one effective word instead of many vague words. Short words and expressions possess a greater effect and force than longer ones. It is far more effective to say his writing is illegible than to say his writing is such as cannot be read clearly. Such examples can be multiplied. So it'll be useful practice for students to pause and think whether he or she has used any of those expressions which can be substituted by a single word without altering the sense. So today we will discuss that where you can use one word, you don't need to use too many words. Number one, first word is untamable. U and on, that is a prefix. You add prefixes, suffixes, and root words. So number one, root word, that is the main word. Prefix means a particle that is added before a word, and suffix is the particle that is added after a word. And able. So is used, or this particle is added when you want to make antonym or opposite word. You can use u and on, like uncomfortable, untamable. And tame is the root word, able, that is suffix, which is used to make adjectives. So the ending, if the ending of the word is ous, able, ist, rt, nt, it means the word is an adjective, such as intelligent, diligent, introvert, extrovert, rt, nt. Similarly, al, brutal, abla, comfortable, untamable, and invulnerable. And in the same way, if the word has ous at the end, like audacious, courageous, wondrous, beauteous, if the word has ous, able, or ity, or nt, or rt, or ist, like bigamist, polygamist, polyandrist, ist, then the word is an adjective. So this word is an adjective. It has un in the beginning, which means not. Able means it's an adjective. So it will be a describing word. Usually adjectives are describing words, and tame is the root word. Tame, tame, which is the root word. So tame means to train or to break in or to make some domesticated animal and to teach and train the animal in such a way that you can use that animal for any purpose of your everyday life use or your work. So some of the animals have been domesticated because they have been tamed. And even lions can be tamed. Like in circus, lions are tamed and they do all those things which their owners train them to do. So untamable will be the animal that cannot be trained, that cannot be taught to act according to the will of the owner or the master. So wolf is an animal that cannot be tamed. Impracticable, like you might have heard word impossible. So again, like I am is another particle that is used to convert a word into an antonym or into an opposite word. Impractical. Im means not. Practical or practicable. Able is suffix which is used for adjective. Impracticable means something that cannot be put to practical use or to put into practice. So impracticable means something that cannot be practical, that cannot be put into practice. So a scheme which cannot be put into practice will be impracticable. illegible. One word is illegible. This is illegible. Illegible is a different word. Illegible, like illogical, illegal. Illogical, illegal, illegible means ill and legible. Legible means something that can be read. Illegible means something that cannot be read. That will be illegible. And eligible word is used for somebody who is capable. Eligible, like the boy is capable for this job, or one who is fit to be chosen for office. Answerable, answerable. Answer means to give a complete reply. Able is suffix, which is used for adjective. So somebody who is liable to answer. Answer, like we will be held answerable to for our deeds in front of God on the day of judgment. Answerable. Or if you are working in office, you are answerable to your boss. Man is answerable to the creator. Or we are answerable to our superiors. Objectionable. Objection and able. ABLE is the suffix, and objectionable means if it is open to raise objection, that will be objectionable. Impregnable. Im means not. Pregnable means where you cannot enter or seize. That will be impregnable. For example, the four walls of this house are impregnable. Means you cannot get access into it, or you cannot seize it, or you cannot control it. That will be impregnable. Obsolete. Obsolete means a word that is no longer in use, like thou, thy, thine. When we were young, we were taught poetry. In old poems, there were words like thou, thy, thine, thee, such words. Now they are not used. In our time, they were not used, but still they were used in poetry. So such words are called obsolete words. That is, these words are now no more used. Some words, they change their meanings. They go through change, but they are used in different meanings. Like the word nephew. First, it had different meaning. Now, it has different meanings. The word lady, spine, the word idiot. These words, sinister, gosh, they had different meanings. Now they are being used in different meanings with different sense. But some words are obsolete, means now they are no more in use. Now we don't use them. And you will find such examples in almost every language. Mercenary. Mercenary is, to get money. Mercenaries are those people who kill or who commit crime for money. Mercenaries. There is also another word, assassin. A-S-S-A-S-S-N. Assassin word was used for those people who, actually this word came into English language from French, and from French it came from North Africa. From North Africa it went from Middle East, and in the Middle East it went from Iran. In Iran the original word was hashish. There is a place Kala al-Maut. Over there was a man, Hassan bin Sabah. He had young fidain. He had young people. They were given drugs, and he created artificial paradise, and those boys were shown beautiful women, and then when they were about to come into their senses, they were taken away from there, and they were told that, these were your hoods. So the boys wanted to go back to heaven, and they wanted to meet their hoods once again, which they had seen when they were under drugs. So they were told that if you want to go to heaven, you'll have to kill this man. And he got so many people killed, so many. And then it was impossible because the Kala, or that fort, was impregnable. You couldn't reach there. It wasn't around. Then there was another branch of this, and as they were given hashish, so for hashish, the word assassin is derived from the word hashish. Assassin, assassinate. And that's why we use word Benazir was assassinated. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Liaquat Ali Khan was assassinated. Because some people were paid, or they were trained, or they were intoxicated or indoctrinated with this philosophy, and they killed. So the word assassin is also similar to this word. And one interesting incident is about Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi. They had another branch of these people, this Hassan bin Sabah's branch, Sannan. He wanted, Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi wanted to capture them. They also made another fort somewhere near Egypt. And one night, they told Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi to, go away, but he didn't. One night, he saw there was a dagger. He got up and he saw there was shadow. Somebody left, and there was a dagger and letter near the table where he was sleeping. So he saw that, and there was a dagger. The sign was, you could be killed, but we didn't. So then Sultan Salahuddin had a meeting with them, and the meeting, there was an agreement between the two that nobody will be there except for these two. But Sultan Salahuddin, we had two people, guards. He said there was, like, according to our agreement, we would be alone. Now there are two people. He said, these are mine. And that person smiled and he said, if I ask these people to take their swords and kill you, what would you do? Both these men took their swords, and Sultan Salahuddin realized that they were his men. Actually, he trained those boys in such a way that they were willing to give their life. And they were well trained, so they joined Sultan Salahuddin army, and quickly they rose to the ranks of special VVIP. It's a wonderful movement. Sultan assassin, history of assassin is Hassan bin Sabah. And first his fort was in, and still they have some, you can say that, sympathizers now with the different name. But in those days, like, it was a great problem. And the word assassin was actually derived from there. Similarly, this word mercenary is also used for some people who commit crime for money. Mercenaries. Posthumous child. Post means after, like postgraduate, postdoctorate, postmortem. Post means after. Posthumous child means a child who is born after the death of his father. After the death of his father, like the baby was about to be born, he had been conceived, and during that time, the father, after the baby was conceived, the father died. So that is posthumous child. A drawn battle, draw. Draw means without winning or fighting. In tennis, it's called deuce. And in other sports, it is called drawn. Drawn battle, or the match ended in a draw. Maiden speech. Maiden speech is the speech made by the speaker for the first time. That is maiden speech. One speech is without rehearsal or without preparation. That is called extempore. 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 Extempore speech is the speech that you deliver without preparation. That is called extempore. That is called extempore. And this speech is extempore. There is another word, impromptu. Impromptu. Without preparation. Without preparation. Maiden speech is your first speech. Officiated. Officiated means perform the service. Like, he is officiating principal. He is officiating means he is sitting in the office of the principal till the principal is decided, or the principal is appointed, or it is decided who will be the next principal. Officiated. Censured. One is censor. Censor means to check movies for the limits that are allowed and restrictions, and to see, like, censor board, or his speech was censored, or in World War II, letters were censored. Some parts are not, they are blacked out, or they are colored so that the person cannot read. But this word is censure. Censure means harsh, severe criticism. Like these days, if you look at social media, PTI members, they censure their opposing political party, and similarly, boys from PMLN or other political parties, they censure Imran Khan and PTI. So this is censure. Means severe criticism. Severe criticism, censure, and or find fault. Misunderstood. You understand, mis means not, understood means not properly understood. Well, circumnavigated. Circumnavigated means circum. You might have heard with circum, circumspect, circumference, or circumnavigate. Circum means around. What is circumference? The area around. Circumnavigate means to navigate around. If you make a voyage, One is journey, one is voyage. Voyage is journey by sea. Water, voyage, voyage. So if you circumnavigate, if you make a voyage around the world, that is circumnavigate. Circumnavigate. Captain Cook sailed around the globe several times. Similarly, there is a novel and movie Around the World in 80 Days that's also very famous, and now it is very common. Ineffaceable means uh, his words left on my mind an impression never to be effaced. Means something that cannot be effaced. It cannot be erased. That is ineffaceable. That cannot be effaced. Irritable means something that causes irritation. Incomprehensible. The nature of God cannot be understood. In means no. Comprehensible, IBLE as adjective. Comprehend means understand. Comprehend, comprehension. Like in CSS paper, question number 3 is reading comprehension. Like read and understand. So comprehend means understand. And incomplete, in means not, incomplete, for example. But the word, two words, there are two words. In does not mean not. Mostly it means in, but in the word invaluable. Invaluable. He performed invaluable services means extremely valuable services. Similarly, if you look at fire, these they are there are some fire cans, there are some fire extinguishers. If you look at them, or petrol tanks or cans for fuel or petrol or diesel. Over there, it's written highly inflammable. Highly inflammable. So here, inflammable means that can easily and quickly catch fire. That will be called inflammable. Highly inflammable. Similarly, so invaluable and inflammable, they don't mean opposite, but other words they mean not. Like incomplete, not complete. Incomprehensible, not comprehensible. That cannot be understood. Unsociable means not social. Somebody who is like some people are averse to mixing in society, like introvert people. You know, you might have word introvert, extrovert, ambivert. In means inside. Verto means turn. Somebody who turns feelings inward is shy. And extrovert means X means out, like exhaust, exhaustive, ex president. X means out. Extrovert means somebody who turns his feelings outward, like a confident person, outspoken person. Extrovert. Introvert, somebody turns feelings inward, is introvert. So unsociable people are actually in introvert people, or you can say that they are shy and they don't like mixing with people. And there is another word, ambivert. Ambivert is normal person. Like you are sitting in front of me, or I'm sitting with my mother or father or grandfather, then I will be silent. I will have to listen to them. But when I'm sitting in class, I will have to speak. I'll be extrovert. When you're sitting with my uncle, I will be introvert. It means I am ambivert. I am like I can speak, but I know where to speak and where to be silent, where to listen. So such people are most normal people are ambivert people. Avaricious. Avaricious word is like you might have heard word greedy. Greedy or voracious. Voracious, greedy, avaricious. Avarice means hunger. Avaricious, somebody who is hungry. Voracious also means somebody who is hungry. Voracious reader or avaricious reader, or he has avarice for money, or this man is most inordinately desirous of money, means he is avaricious person. Avaricious or voracious means greedy. Greedy. One is lustful or lascivious. Lascivious or lustful is somebody who leers at women, who looks at women with bad intentions. Leer. But avarice can be for anything, for money, especially for greed, for material gains. So there is avaricious. Most of the capitalists are avaricious people. They want to make more money. They are like we are avaricious. There was a story, novel. In that novel, there are two characters who are left on a ship, and they have run short of everything. They don't have anything to eat and drink. And finally, who will be the hero? The one who will survive and reach the seashore. And who will be the hero? The one who will kill the other person, eat his meat, and eat his flesh, and will drink his blood. Will be the hero. So we are living in this age. And I think COVID-19, this corona pandemic, has taught us a lesson that we should not be greedy. Because, we thought that without money we cannot survive. Without this we couldn't survive. Without car we couldn't. And now for the last 1 month, more than 1 month, we are without money. We are without cars. We are without bank. We are without ATM. We are without high teas. We are without everything. And we are happy that, we survived. So this avarice has created problems. And almost a few minutes ago, some boys came and they wanted to go to the roof. And I said, why? He said, because we are catching a monkey. I said, no, you cannot. That monkey is free. Because you have mistreated these animals, and now God has punished you, and you are sitting, or nature has taught you a lesson. You are sitting on homes. Let this monkey roam on your homes and roofs. And I said, no, I won't let you go on my rooftop. Let him, run freely. Because the earth is also their habitat, and it's their home too. You are not the only species on the planet Earth. The other boys did not understand. One boy understood. He sat there. And they said, why don't you come? He said, no, sir has told me, I will not. So, but still, many other boys went, and they are still catching that monkey. Still, I think human beings will never. It is our avarice that even we don't spare a little monkey for our own pleasure. They will catch the monkey, they will play with that monkey, and what will they do? I asked them, what will you do with it? Nothing. They had no answer. But we don't need so many other things. I have realized after 15 March to this date that we don't need too much. Like I have decided for myself that I need number one classes because I cannot live without teaching. That has become now my part of my life. Number two, I need to be in contact with some people in my life. They are very important, and I should be. Number three, I need tea, 3 rotis, and 1 suit. Simple. And 1 simple convenience motorcycle, cycle, or whatever it is. Even if I don't have, I must be fit. That's enough for me. I don't need anything. I have realized this. Because as a teacher, I need to teach. Other things are secondary. But still, this is like, we have seen again, people are coming out of their homes and they are running and going after these things. You can imagine now after this, an economic war will start between China and America and European bloc. And, God save this humanity, they will kill themselves. Yeah. Stephen Hawking said, like after within 1,000 years, civilization will be over. And I believe that, the time has come. Okay. Avaricious means greed. Voracious. We are voracious people and greedy people. Everybody. Undecipherable. Decipher means when you try to decode something that is deciphered. And cipher means sign. Decipher means to uncode or to decode. So invisible. Visible is vision. One is audio. The other is vision. Audio means sound. Audible. That can be heard. Visible. That can be seen. Vision. Video. So that is, the devil is not to be seen with human eyes. Similarly, this coronavirus cannot be seen. So it's invisible. One is indivisible. Indivisible means that cannot be divided. That cannot be divided. Something that cannot be divided, that is indivisible. And invisible means something that cannot be seen. Illegible means the handwriting that cannot be read. That will be illegible. Illegible handwriting is that cannot be read. That is illegible. Inaudible. In means not. Audio means sound. Inaudible, that cannot be heard. Inestimable, if you cannot estimate something that is inestimable. Unquestionably, if you cannot question, you cannot prove If you cannot question, if you cannot understand something, that is unquestionable. Murdered, killed. Dawn means beginning of the day or at the beginning of the day. Surreptitiously, he took out the note from man's book so stealthily. Surreptitiously means stealthily, secretly, where the other people may not know or may not notice. Gratuitous means somebody, the accusation is most uncalled for and quite motiveless, where there is no reward or regard for it. That will be nudist, who believes in naked on all occasions. If you look at all other species, no other species, they don't wear any clothes. They don't cover their bodies. But human beings are the only species that we claim that we wear clothes. All other species, and we have the biggest problem of modesty. Sharmo haya, we have the biggest problem. Other animals don't have. They don't cover their bodies. Fish don't cover their bodies. Animals don't. They also reproduce. But still, we have this problem. So nudists are those people who don't cover their bodies. This is a school of thought, and it's very interesting. Illegal, not legal, illegal. Matrimony, there is word, one is Vater, Pater, German word, Pater, Vater, and Mater is for mother. So matriarchal and patriarchal. Matriarchal from mother side, patriarchal father side, maternal mother side, paternal father side. Similarly, patricide means killing father, matricide means killing mother, and matriarchal society is the society where woman is the head of the family. Patriarchal society is male dominated society. And the matrimony means getting married, or matrimonial. Matrimony means state of being married or in marriage. Celibacy or celibate. Celibate means to live without marriage. One is abstinence from food. That's called abstemious. Abstemious is the person who stays away from food. Ascetic, Ascetic. Ascetic is the person who stays away from worldly pleasures. And celibacy or celibate means, you might have heard about Christian nuns. Christian nuns wear white dress. What is the meaning of that white dress? It means they stay away from worldly pleasures, including marriage. They don't marry because that's worldly pleasure. If you look at Buddhist monks, when somebody decides to become a Buddhist monk, their mothers cry, because they say people will make fun of us that your son is a eunuch. He cannot marry. So that's why he's become a Buddhist monk. Usually, if you look at villages in Tibet, you will find very interesting stories but we have respect for them. I'm not saying that. Crimson, Buddhist monks wear crimson color. As in Christianity, white color is the symbol of purity. In Buddhist monks, wearing crimson, red color, is the symbol of celibacy, purity. They don't marry. So state of not marrying is celibate. Celibate means staying away from marriage or not marrying and living a pure life. Because some people, they don't marry, but they are the most married people. So not like this. When you live in modesty, that is celibate. So celibacy means complete continence without marriage. Virginity means state of complete continence on the part of woman. If a woman, she is unmarried or she is practicing celibacy, that is called virginity. Contemporary of Napoleon. Contemporary, predecessor, and successor. Predecessor means somebody who comes before. Contemporary means living in the same age. And successor or follower means one who comes after you. Like right now, who is the president of Pakistan? Dr. Arif Alvi. And American president is Donald Trump. British Prime Minister is Boris Johnson. British Queen is Queen Elizabeth. China's president is Xi Jinping. And he He who is she. And the strongest he actually is she. That's very confusing. And there is also another mysterious North Korea. North Korean Kim Jong Un. He says, I have a button on my table. So Canadian Prime Minister is Justin Trudeau. He was a teacher. So these people are contemporaries. These are contemporaries. They are in the same age, contemporaries. I am an English teacher. Shahryar Alizai is an English teacher in Gomal University. Dr. Raja Kassasab is an IR teacher. Dr. Riaz Malik is IR teacher in Namal. Similarly, Dr. Farooq Zad is our teacher he is in Canada. So we are teaching in the same age. Dr. Yasser Arafat is an English teacher. Ijaz Mirza, Dr. Ijaz Mirza is an English teacher. We are contemporaries. We are contemporaries. And those people who were before us, like Dr. Sheikh Saeed, principal of Ijaz College, he was our predecessor. He taught before us. I think he's still teaching. He was my teacher as well. And I'm sorry I couldn't meet him in the recent months or years. So these people, Donald Trump, Imran Khan, these are contemporaries. And predecessor were George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Asif Ali Zardari, Nawaz Sharif. These people were Tony Blair. These were predecessors. And successor, who will be the successor? Those people who will become leaders after them, or those people who will replace us as teachers, they will be successors or followers. Okay. Next word is hereditary. Hereditary means, or hereditarily means, something that you gain or get from forefathers. Your legacy or your inheritance. Orphan is a child who is bereaved of parents, that is orphan. Alien means belonging to another place. No, if you are in America, you'll be an alien. Alien means who does not. In the Constitution, this word is written: inalienable rights. Inalienable means not alien, that cannot be separated. Inalienable right means a right that cannot be separated. Inalienable. So that is inalienable. Alien means somebody who belongs to another place. But now we use this word for extraterrestrial life. There is aliens. That is aliens, like people who live on other planets, because there are billions of planets and stars and galaxies and in the universe. Now it's not universe, now it's multiverse. Multiverse. There are so many universes in the world. So we believe that other species do exist. They may exist or they might exist. If they come someday, they'll be aliens. And I believe that they have visited this earth. Yeah. So many times. So many times. Hazrat Jibreel Islam came to the Prophet. Who is Jibreel? Somewhere else he came. He is another creature. Isn't it? Jinns, we talk about jinns and ghosts and these. In Bible, there is Nephilim. Who are Nephilim? They are huge giants. In our Hadith stories, there is also. Similarly, before Noah's flood, what was the age of Noah Islam? 950. So it means there was another species. They were. In Neanderthals in Europe, they were different species. Similarly, if you look at Mesopotamian clay tablets, there is a mentioning of Anunnakis. You will study Mahabharata. They also have flying saucers. There are chariots of rock and fire, and they are fighting in the heaven. So it means they talk about some sort of flying objects. And most important point, that is, the Holy Prophet went to Miraj on a chariot of fire, Buraq. It means like something happened. Einstein's theory of relativity, speed of light, what does it say? Like, it raises questions. And the most important point, who are you? The son of Adam. And Adam came from heaven. He was sent here as punishment. And if you live in Pakistan for some years, you definitely come to believe that yes, we are on punishment on this planet. This planet is Aldous Huxley said, this planet is the hell of another planet. You know, so Adam came from heaven, and it means that Adam was alien. So we are aliens. We came from another planet and we go to another planet because our route goes to heaven, and some people who will go to hell. And everybody believes that the other person will go to hell and he will not. So we are the aliens. Once we were the aliens, now we are waiting for somebody else. And I believe that someday somebody will turn up. There have been UFO sightings, Area 51. Area 51. You might have heard about it. There is a writer, she wrote a book, Area 51. Annie Jacobson, very famous journalist. She wrote Area 51, Paperclip, and Phenomena. There are like 3 books that important. She also wrote other books as well, in which she deals with conspiracy theories. She has written books about them. Area 51 is a mysterious place, and there is a doubt. And in periodic table, there is a metal. In periodic table, there is a metal. That metal does not exist on Earth. So where have we got that from? So I think that aliens exist. I believe they exist. And I would like to see them. Not in movies, in real. They should come, let's see. Okay, and there is another interesting story as well, like this, what is this called? Octopus. Octopus has more complex DNA than us. Man, octopus does not have any place in the chain that Darwin made. It feels that somebody sent it from space on meteorite, and it was dumped into the sea, and from there it evolved. Because it has no link with the other species. Fine, alien word like that is, I just wanted to make you think about it. So I think you have enough material now to think about it. Alien means from another planet. And irreparable, that cannot be repaired. Honorary, without salary. Sinecure, little work but high salary. And pittance. Pittance means small salary, like postman has small. Sinecure, high salary, and pittance is small salary, like postman has very small salary. Insoluble, that cannot be solved. Domestic, animal that can be tamed. Or about household. Verbose, verbosity. Verbosity is full of words. Notorious. Notorious means one is eminent. Eminent, like Dr. Ataur Rahman is an eminent scholar in Pakistan. Dr. Javed Laghari is an eminent scholar. And notorious means somebody who is famous for bad reasons. Like there is a politician. People start laughing. One day I gave a sentence to my class. People believe that he is corrupt. And the whole class said, sir, it's about him. I said, no. I just wrote this sentence, but they pointed out at that time he was the president. Okay, and you have got it, I think. Okay, notorious. So he is notorious. Irrepressible, that cannot be suppressed. Indefatigable, a person who is not easily tired out. Omnipresent, omni means everywhere, present. God is omnipresent. Omnipotent means all powerful. Potence means power. Omnipotent means all powerful. Inimitable, a style which cannot be imitated. Incredible, a story that cannot be believed. Infallible, exempt from all errors. Illiterate, unable to read. Valetudinarian means a person of infirm health, weak health, frail. Inevitable, that cannot be avoided. Effeminate means a man is more like a woman than like a man. One is eunuch or she-male or third gender. We are not here effeminate. There are some programs and movies, and like it's very common. Impeccable deception. Right? Have you watched that movie? Immaculate Deception. Immaculate Deception. No? Jamuddin. Okay, it's a great movie. So effeminate means to make a boy look like a girl. Effeminate means this man is more like a woman than like a man, like effeminate character. Ali Nawazish, no, sorry. Ali, one is Ali Muin Nawazish. There was also Ali Salim. He used to do program Begum Nawazish on Aaj TV. That like he used to come like a woman. He appeared in the form of Begum Nawazish Ali. Amphibious, amphi means both. You might have heard word amphi or ambi. Amphi or ambi. Ambi or amphi means both. Like amphibian, living on water, and amphibian, living both. Amphitheater, a theater from both sides you can see amphitheater. Similarly, ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. Ambi means both. Dexterous means who can use both hands with equal skill. Ambidextrous. Like jugglers are ambidextrous. They can juggle, they can use both hands with equal skill. Ambidextrous. Ambivalent. Ambivalent means having opposite thoughts in his mind at the same time. Ambiguity or ambiguous means double-mindedness. Ambiguity, that is ambi or ambi. Ambivalent, double-minded, like Shakespeare's Hamlet, to be or not to be, in which he says, whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing end them. That is ambivalent, double-minded. So ambi means both. Amphibious, living on both water and land. And iconoclast means breaker of images. Misanthrope. Mis means hate. Misanthrope. Misogynist. Misogynist. Mis means hate. Gamy means marriage. Somebody who hates marriage is misogynist. Misogynist means somebody who hates women. Mis and gyne. Misogynist, the person who hates women. Misanthrope. Mis means hate, and dross means mankind. Somebody who hates mankind is misanthrope. Philanthrope, phil means love. You might have heard about bibliophile. Bibliophile means the lover of books. The lover of books. Bibliophile, somebody who loves books. Misogynist, who hates marriage. Misogynist, who hates women. Philogynist, lover of women. Bibliophile, lover of books. Laxative, medicine tending to loosen the bowels. Infectious, this is a disease commonly caught from another infectious disease. And indescribable, that cannot be described. Inescapable, if you cannot escape. Unjustifiable, that cannot be justified. Indefensible, that cannot be defended. Inapplicable, that cannot be applied. Inattentive, not attentive. Irrevocable, that cannot be revoked, that cannot be cancelled, that cannot be withdrawn. Irrefutable, that cannot be refuted. Unanswerable, that cannot be answered. Immeasurable, that cannot be measured. Monogamy, mono means one. Gamy means marriage. One marriage is monogamy. There is a famous incident of King Henry. He wanted to have a second wife. He wrote to the Roman Church that I want second wife. They said, no, you cannot. Why? Because in Christian religion, one man, monogamy, bigamy is a crime. So he was told that divine law is the same, whether it is common man or a king. He said, okay, I don't believe in your church. He raised the Anglican church. He became the head of that church. And he made his own friend Thomas More be in charge. And he asked Thomas More, now allow me. He gave the same reply. You cannot. He said, why? He said, because divine law is the same, whether it's Roman church or Anglican church. And he imprisoned Thomas More, and he remained in prison, but Thomas More did not. Monogamy means one marriage, one woman, one marriage. Monogamy. Bigamy means two marriages. One man marries two. And polygamy means many marriages. Like Islam allows 4. You can have 4, up to 4 at the same time. Yeah, but nobody likes, even women, they say we believe in Islam, but when you talk about 4 wives, Even they get angry, you know. So in practice, men think very positively about it, but nobody allows them to have second, third, or even yeah. Even you cannot send a text message to a woman if you are married,
Yes.
So men are like in very poor condition when it comes to, at least Islam allowed for Hindu religion, no divorce. Christianity, one man for one. So that's called monogamy. We can practice bigamy and polygamy up to four. And there is also one culture, Tibet. Have you heard about it?
No.
Tibet, polyandry is practiced there. One woman marries more than one husband. Usually they are brothers. Yeah, real brothers. Believe me. That is called polyandry. Actually, Tibet is steep rocks. So if you have to take this book or this laptop, you need two men. One man cannot take that. So woman marries more than one husband. Yeah, that's right. Inattentive, irrevocable, polyandry. Polyandry means South Indian tribes, there prevails the custom of women having many husbands at one and the same time. Matriarchy, mother alone is the in charge. Ephemeral, transient, temporary, lasting only a short time. Laudable. His conduct deserves all praise. It means it's laudable. Irrecoverable, that cannot be recovered. Naturalized means he is one of the few Germans who have been admitted to citizenship in England after the war. Means you have naturalized, you have been natural, means you have been accepted as a citizen. Hermaphrodites, in it may surprise some people that there are and have always been plants, human beings, and animals who combine characteristics of even physical of both sexes. They are hermaphrodites. Optimist and pessimist. Optimist means positive. Pessimist means the person who thinks dark side of life. Who is important, pessimist or optimist? Well, both. Why? Because an optimist invented an aeroplane that will fly, but a pessimist said no, it won't fly, so he invented a parachute. So both are important. Etymology means the history of tracing the origin of words and their origin, that's called etymology. It's part of grammar treating with individual words, their formation and inflections and their history. Zoology, animals of science of zoo. Zoo means animals. Botany, Bhuta, plants. In Punjabi, we also use word Bhuta, and in those languages, they also have the same word. Bigamy, having two wives. Bureaucracy, government that is carried by officers. Plutocracy, governed by the rich people. Democracy, government by of the people, by the people, and for the people. But in Pakistan, it's government O double F of the people, and BUY by the people, and FAR far away from the people. But actually, it is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That is democracy. Aristocracy, government by nobles. And we have nobles. Like in England, their nobles are highly educated, but our nobles are not that much educated. Recently, one of our M&A was asked this question: ABC. Can you say ABC? And he said yes. The judge said, then why don't you say it? He said, because you haven't told me whether I have to say capital or small. We couldn't say capital small ABC orally. Similarly, there are many other incidents, but our nobles are covered. They are cowardly, they are corrupt, and their intelligence is they are of mediocre intelligence. Nobody can solve the problem. Look at Imran Khan, Nawaz Sharif, Shahbaz Sharif, Zardari, everybody. Like they are not capable. Do you think I don't think any of this leadership, they cannot manage this country. We need new leadership, capable leadership who can solve our problems. They have no solution whatsoever. So this aristocracy has failed because their own sons are getting rich, but our sons, our boys are getting poor. So that is why they are actually dishonest people. They don't want and they don't have any solution. And this present government, they start begging every time. Whatever the problem is, please donate. I mean, this is not how you run a country. You can run Shaukat Khan Cancer Hospital by this. But you cannot run a country. Every time he says, please donate. Can you imagine? This man is, he was a good man. Everybody believed that Imran Khan was a. Yeah, I don't want to say much about it because those people who watch it on, they will be very angry. Sorry for that. I love Imran Khan very much, but not anymore. Now I don't. I respect him. Still, I respect him for his services. But okay, this World Cup is too heavy for us. Autocracy is governed by one person, and ventriloquist means a person who can disguise the direction from which his voice comes. Diplomacy means the art practiced by ambassadors and statesmen in managing international affairs. And a diplomat, definition of diplomat is, a diplomat is a person who lies abroad for the sake of his country. L-I-E, lie, lies abroad. Two meanings. Lies abroad. Stays abroad and lies abroad. Both. An ambassador is a person who lies abroad for the sake of his country. So diplomacy is an art. And we don't have diplomats as well, because political parties send their own people as diplomats. Atheist, A means without. Like atom without division, atheist without God, amoral, non-moral, apolitical, non-political. So A plus theos. Theos means God. Atheist, no God. The person who does not believe in any God. Atheism means belief in no God. Soliloquy, monologue. When you talk to yourself. Somnambulist, a person who walks while sleeping. Sleepwalker. Anarchist, an means not. Like anachronism, out of time. Anarchist, a person who does not believe in government. Egoist, selfish. Egotist, supremely selfish. Meticulous, very careful. Patrimony, father side, property inherited from ancestors. Germicide, any medicine that kills germs. Pessimist, a person who sees dark aspect of life. Hereditary, you get from parents. Johnsonian, the style of Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, was the only person who was alone, and he hired 12 clerks, and he hired a garret, a cave, and he wrote dictionary. At that time, companies wrote dictionaries, but now nobody knows about them. But this man, Dr. Johnson, his dictionary is the dictionary you follow nowadays. These are actually, they copy Johnson. Yeah. One man, even companies could not compete. Can you believe that? Companies, they wrote dictionaries, but nobody knows about them. Johnson was one man. He had 12 copying clerks. He couldn't afford a proper building. And, he started that. And he has done. This is something which done. Okay, next one is left-handed person who can use left hand, knick, knack. A left-handed person in Old English, it was called sinister. Sinister means evil. Similarly, gauche, French, people used to say that he's gauche. Gauche means awkward. So gauche or sinister was left-handed. And now sinister means evil. Left-handed. Knickknacks, we used to give each other small trifling ornaments or articles, as present they call knickknacks. Marriageable, that fit to marry. Masculine, man, manly. Transformation, metamorphosis means undergo a change. Adolescent, young. State of growth, boyhood and youth, between boy. Alchemy, this was the science of converting metal into gold. And translucent, a window is made of such kind glass that it means see-through, you can see through. Portable, that can be taken from one place to another. Easy to carry over long distances. Pliable, easy to shape in any desired mold. Misappropriated means here fraudulently when you distribute money or when you try to misinterpret the dreams, that will be. Oneirocriticism means interpretation of dreams. Misappropriated means applied the money fraudulently, and oneirocriticism means interpretation of dreams. Enumerate, Specify by name one by one. Enumerate. Numeracy, you might have heard word numeracy as well. Enveloped means put in, envelop, surround. Equivocal, use ambiguous words to conceal and mislead the readers. Equanimous, unruffled, his mind is not easily disturbed by sudden misfortune. Equilibrium, balance. Magnanimous, magnum pi is a term that is used for somebody who is big. Magnanimous, big. Oxonian from Oxford University, a graduate of Oxford. Oxonian, Cantab, Cambridge, or Cantabrigian, or Cambridge. A league was used for Aligarh University. Magazine is it is used for arms and ammunitions. We use magazines. Regicide, killing the king. Infanticide, killing the infant. Patricide, killing father. Matricide, killing mother. Fanatic or bigot, somebody who is enthusiastic about religion excessively and mistakenly. Invulnerable, that cannot be wounded or hurt. Parasol, umbrella, ladies' umbrella, parasol. Reticule, ladies' purse. Tonsorial, relating to barber or his work. Sartorial, pertaining to tailors or clothes. Fastidious, a person who is hard to please. Fastidious. Amnesty, general pardon granted for everyone. Octagon, 8 sides, a figure with 8 sides, octagon. Explicit means clear. Credulous, the person who readily believes others, so such people can easily be deceived. Inaccessible, cannot be approached. Instigate means to urge a person to commit a crime. Eradicate, to root out all. Annihilate, to finish, destroy. Bilingual, 2 languages. Monolingual, 1 language. Bilingual, 2 languages. Multilingual, many languages. Abdication, abdicate the throne, means to relinquish power. Abdicate, King Edward VIII in 1936, he abdicated the throne. You know why? Because he wanted to marry a woman, and that woman was divorcee, and he wanted to, according to British Constitution, a king could not marry a divorced woman. So he had a choice, either to choose this woman or kingship. He left the kingship. You know, at that time, British king was from New Zealand, Australia, India, Pakistan, all the way, England to Canada. 80% of the world, almost everything was, the sun never set, but he chose a woman. And still women say that men, they don't love us. No woman can give this example, you know, that she left from New Zealand to Canada, the whole world, for a divorce woman. Imagine. And women, you know what they do? There is an island, Trobriand Island. If you go there, still matriarchal society is being practiced there, and a woman is the head of the family, and man sits outside the walls, and she calls him whenever she pleases, and she says, you have no right, you cannot live inside, you have to work, you are kami or kama or manual worker, and even children, you don't have any role in the children. During lightning and other natural phenomena, spirits diffuse into my body and babies are born. You have nothing to do with it. So, you know, this is happening, and you can see that. This culture is preserved as we have preserved Kailash culture. So if you can imagine, you will see that men have sacrificed more for women than any woman can ever think of, you know. Okay, next thing is, it is, you know, but don't misuse this example. I gave this example, there's no, you can use it at the right time for the right person. But with sincerity, with all your sincerity, don't try to deceive anybody, please. Especially girls, never deceive them. Just make them happy. They should be, you know, we are very cruel people. We are cruel to animals. We are cruel to monkeys. We are cruel to fish. We are cruel to people. Even we are cruel to girls, our own wives. Like, we men especially, we should be kind, because the world depends on our behavior. So we need to change. We should learn something from this pandemic, and we need to improve, and we should be kind. We should be kind to everybody, especially to women. You know, we should be kinder to them. We are very cruel to them for thousands of years. Okay, and whenever they get a chance, they also do the same thing, you know. Okay, next one is Abdication. Abdication means King Edward VIII abdicated the throne. And mm, next is matin, morning prayer in church, culpable. Such negligence is not only blamable, but it can also be proceeded against in a court of law. Gullible, the person who can be deceived. Demonstrative means you can practically show. Demonstrable, that can be shown practically. Democratic, of democracy. Designatedly or deliberately means he did this, nothing of set design. Oligarchy, the constitution of ancient Greek state was such as to enable the few to govern. Oligarchy means when few people can rule. In Pakistan, Bhuttos, Sharifs, they can rule the country. Nobody can. So this is unfair. Everybody should have the right to rule. Anachronism. Anachronism means if you say that my grandfather was so rich that in 1950 we had a color television and we used to watch dramas, it is anachronism. You know why? Because in 1950 there was no television in Pakistan. And Narendra Modi, Indian Prime Minister, he gave this example that I sent an email to, and I sent the pictures of LK Advani ji and this. And the year he told, in that year in India there was no internet. Internet came later on. So Shakespeare also made this mistake in Julius Caesar. He says the clock struck 6. Julius Caesar was killed in 44 BC, and there were no clocks at that time. So Shakespeare also made this mistake. Even intelligent people, they sometimes can make mistakes. Anachronism means out of time. Out of time. Out of time, that is anachronism. Amputated means to cut the arms. Teetotaler means a total abstainer from all alcoholic drinks. Like I have never used alcohol in my entire life. But only once when I was a child. Cough syrup. 5%, 10%. Now I know why. We used to take it because, it felt so good and you fell asleep. I didn't know. Now I don't take even cough syrup as well. Now I take tea and I want to get rid of taking tea. That is something which inshallah in Ramzan I will try to get rid of it. Pacifist, many people of today are believers in the doctrine that total abolition of war, peace everywhere. Pacifist. Plebiscite or referendum means you ask people to vote for or against somebody. Propaganda, that is a tool of popularizing something such as for tea and smoking, and these propaganda is used. Promiscuous, that is promiscuity or promiscuous is when you have more than one people. Love is only one person for one, forever. Now you see Facebook 4,000 friends, Instagram 5,000 followers, WhatsApp 2,000 friends. Like what is this? It is promiscuity. And proletariat and capitalist, these are terms which are used for Marxism. Mostly they are using Marxism. The new doctrines of economics invariably support the lowest class of a community, the indigent, wage earners, laborers, penniless agriculturists, against the professors of the capital in bourgeois and proletariat. Proletariat are the poor people, bourgeois are the rich people or middle class. Uniform, same. Maneuvering, moving or taking steps, skillful movements. Predicament means sad condition. Postulate means to present. Like scientists seem to take for granted the disputed doctrine of evolution. Dormant, sleeping. Twins, 2 children are born at the same time. Triplets, 3 children. Quadruplets, 4. Quintuplets, 5 children born at the same time and at one. And indistinguishable, that cannot be distinguished. Imperishable, that cannot be perished. Inappeasable, that cannot be made happy. Tact means smartness. Quintessence means this is the purest and most essential part of the drug. Unavoidable, that cannot be avoided. Transmigration or metempsychosis means human souls migrate from their bodies to animals. Like in India, they have this concept that man, if does good, he will go into something good. If he does bad, he will become a donkey or a dog. And Chinese Buddhists, they also believe that we have 3 transmigrations. One life, second life, third life. Edible, edible means which can be eaten, and eatable is when you cook food and it's ready. That is eatable. Edible means even it's uncooked, but it's edible plant. It is edible. Drinkable, that can be drunk. Portable, that can be portable means can be drunk. Allowable or permissible, that can be allowed. Permanent means permanent, forever, durable. Omniscience, the power of seeing everything. Omnipresence, God is present everywhere. God is present everywhere. That is omnipresent. Omnipresent. And there are a lot of other words. You can learn these words at home one by one. And I hope that this will be like one word substitution can be very useful for you. Number one in synonyms, question number one in CSS paper, basic composition, that is synonyms and antonyms. Number two, translation, you will need these words. Question number seven, translation. Number three, question number two, précis. You will need words to write précis. And number three, pair of words, they are given, so sometimes they can be helpful in that. And analogies are given. Similarly, it can also be helpful in while writing essays. This can also be helpful to you. And in your everyday life, you can also use these words, one word substitution, because brevity is the soul of wit. You must use fewer words when you have to use, because it's the ideas. When you are speaking, you must convey ideas by using minimum words, because you are known by the quality of your arguments and ideas, not by the number of words you use. You can see that Gandhi Saab, when he speaks very beautiful language and he conveys ideas. Amir Liaquat Hussain, he writes column in Jung. I read the whole column, and whatever he wants to say, that can be said in 3 lines only. Dr. Taur Rahman, he never uses unnecessary words. Dr. Farooq Salim, capital suggestion, he doesn't use unnecessary words. Never. Always to the point. But there are some people who do, like they write prose, and but Amir Liaquat Urdu is very good. Yeah, and he's smart. Ramzan Sharif, his ratings are great, and now who is coming against him? You know that? Harim Shah is coming. She will give tough time to him because her ratings will also be very high. And Pakistan is the only country where such things can happen. And you people will watch both their programs. Both. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Thank you very much for watching, and Allah Hafiz. Allah, we were live.